Papa Squat. Coming at ya. This is the wrong picture. This is a song by Frank Ocean that was sent in by Russell. Russell is indeed one of my patrons and sent this to me a while ago for me to listen to, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Russell. This is another track off of Blonde from Frank Ocean. I think I've listened to 2 tracks off of here. I don't remember which ones. Nope. White Ferrari? I'm not sure what I've listened to off of here. Maybe Nike's Be Yourself Solo? I'm not sure. But I have listened to 1 or 2 tracks off of this album. I know people have recommended I just listen to the whole album. It is, I think, considered a modern classic. The stuff I've heard off of it, I have 100% loved and would love to listen to this album if I have time to do it. So, there you go. But Russell has suggested I listen to this song, Ivy, from Frank Ocean. 53 million views on YouTube. It's going to be a good song. I mean, pop R&B, alternative R&B, pop R&B, pop-R&B, Neo-Psychedelia. I always love to see that. I'd love to see that because it tells me it's going to be experimental, it's going to be a little bit weird, it's going to be a little bit different than you expect, and I love that. Art, pop, soul, neo-soul, LGBTQ+, indie pop, and alternative pop. Alright, let's get into it. Came out in 2016. Produced by Frank Ocean, Om'Mas Keith, and Rostam. Like I said, track number 2 on Blonde, 4 minutes and 9 seconds. If you want me to react to something, CashApp, PayPal, and Patreon information is over here in the description of the video. Please send me something. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please go watch another video on the channel. When this one's done, it helps me out with monetization, with views, with everything. Any sort of interaction is good. Thank you very much. 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Ivy by Frank Ocean.
I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved.
Okay, the sound mix in this is interesting because I'm very much hearing his voice over here and a little bit of music, only music in the other ear, my left ear, and probably in my right ear, but it's a little hard to tell because the voice is over there. And I'm going to see exactly what he ends up doing with that. I assume it's going to get a more even mix, or he's going to continue to go back and forth. That's why headphones are so good to listen to music, because you get the details, but you also get stuff like this where they're messing with the production of it and throwing your experience kind of a little bit sideways.
I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me. The start of nothing, I had no chance to prepare, I couldn't see you coming. The start of nothing, ooh, I could hate you now. It's quite alright to hate me now. When we both know that deep down, the feeling still deep down is good. If I could see through walls, I could see it faking. If you could see my thoughts, you would see our faces. Safe in my rental, like an army truck back then. We didn't give a fuck back then. I ain't a kid no more. We'll never be those kids again. We tried to 6, had the X6 back then. Back then, no matter what I did, my waves wouldn't dip back then. Everything sucked back then, we were friends. I thought that I was dreaming when you said.
So I really like this verse. He's thinking back to a time in his life where everything sucked, right? I ain't a kid no more. We'll never be those kids again. We drive to Sid's. Sid must be a friend. Or had the X6 back then. Back then, no matter what I did, my waves wouldn't dip back then. My waves wouldn't dip. Is that his hair? I don't know. Everything sucked back then. We were friends. I love that conclusion, right? He has fondness for this time. clearly has fondness for this time, and yet he remembers how awful it was, how much everything sucked, how hard it was. But we were friends. Like, it's. I guess if you'd never have gone through a time like that in your life, where things have sucked and there were bright spots that you just had to hold on to, that became your island of security, right? It just became something so important to you. Everything sucked back then, but we were friends. Like, we were there for each other. Super good, simple lines that people could just skip over and not think anything about, and I just go, I know exactly what you're talking about. Not your exact situation, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, when I was a kid, my family, we did not ever have a lot of money, and there was a point when my dad lost his job in the auto industry in the 70s. And I remember we had a shitty car. We had a car that we said it had a suntan, because it was my dad's car. It was this crappy, previously like kind of copper color car that somebody had spray painted black, not in a good way, or had painted very cheaply black, and the paint was peeling off, so it looked like the car had like patches of suntan on it as this kind of coppery color shone through. Oh, it was awful. It was, I mean, those were, I'm sure I don't even know how bad those times were for my parents and what they had to do to get by. But I know my dad was not happy, and he was out of work for years trying to find something. And I have friends from that time period who I look back fondly on. And that's what Frank Ocean's talking about. And it's great. It's great. I'm going to back up a little bit because the next chorus started, so let's go.
That I was dreaming when you said you loved me. The start of nothing, I had no chance to prepare, I couldn't see you coming. The start of nothing, ooh, I could hate you now. It's quite alright to hate me now. But we both know that deep down, the feeling still deep down is good. In the halls of your hotel, arm around my shoulder so I can tell how much I meant to you, meant to sincere back then. We had time to kill back then. You ain't a kid no more. We'll never be those kids again. It's not the same. Ivory's illegal. Don't you remember?
What does that mean? You ain't a kid no more. We'll never be those kids again. It's not the same. Ivory's illegal. Don't you remember? Frank and the person he's singing about have grown up and grown apart. While they'll never be those kids again, Frank keeps that memory as a piece of their relationship. Sure. Ivory, a hard white material obtained from elephant tusks, was banned in 1989 due to the rapidly decreasing elephant population, but before that was used to make luxury drug accessory. Ivory is also a slang for cocaine. Okay, Frank may be saying that their love affair involves some long nights on cocaine, and have become more aware of the legal repercussions of it as they grew older. He's essentially saying that their love was a product of their reckless youth and was heightened by drugs, but now that they've grown up, it will forever remain just a perfect memory. Ivory also has an off-white color, which may be a reference to the tainted innocence, since white has a positive connotation of purity and cleanliness. The use of the term ivory is most likely an intentional use of wordplay that ties the song together. The ivy plant is an invasive species, while ivory is something precious. This could show the duality of the relationship and how it went from something precious to something toxic or invasive like ivory. Huh, interesting. That's a really good little comment. I still don't know exactly. Like, I would have to ask Mr. Frank Ocean exactly what he meant by this. We had time to kill back then. You ain't no kid no more. We'll never be those kids again. It's not the same. Ivory's illegal. Don't you remember? Don't you remember? Ivory's illegal. Don't you remember? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his drug use situation was like, especially as a kid. Cocaine seems very expensive for a kid to be taking. Kid, I'm thinking teenage years, right? I don't know. Let's keep going.
I broke your heart last week. You'll probably feel better by the weekend still.
That is a rough line. I broke your heart last week. You'll probably feel better by the weekend. Like, the feelings you had for me, for this, for us, were so shallow that you won't even feel bad by the weekend. Like, you'll be better by then. Like, that's a dig, right? Like, oh, we just broke up. You'll probably be fine by the weekend.
Remember, had you going crazy, screaming my name. The feeling deep down is good. I thought that I was dreaming when you said you loved me. The start of nothing, had no chance to prepare, couldn't see you coming. And we started from nothing. Ooh, I couldn't you now. It's alright to hate me now. We both know that deep down the feeling still deep down is good. All the things I didn't mean to say, I didn't mean to do. There were things you didn't need to say. Did you mean to? Need to? I've been trying harder, trying harder. I've been trying harder, trying
So it gets really discordant there at the end, right? Adrian! And then knocking apart his equipment or doing something, making noises. I don't understand why that's there. Unless it's supposed to signify like the end of those relationships, right? Like they were messy and not so good. Like the way they ended was not so good, but you still have a fondness for them. You still, deep down, it's still good. And I get that. I mean, I've had friends that I've known for years, friends and even family who I've obviously known for years, that we have conflict over things, and yet you still are like, you're part of me. You're still in there, and you need me, I need you. I know you're there for me. I know I'm there for you, and you know I'm there for you. And we still have positive feelings about each other, even though maybe like the day to day is not perfect. But we trust that there's enough of a connection there, and has been for long enough that we know it's deep down it's good. And that's, I think that's the feeling he's trying to evoke here, right? Like, this relationship with this other person may not be where it was, but they were friends for so long, or in a relationship for so long, dating for so long, that there is a level of trust and respect that just doesn't, it doesn't dip below that level. It's deep down, it's good. We're good. maybe not together. Maybe we don't feed off each other quite right. Maybe things are a little toxic for us, like when we're around each other for too long. But you need me, I'm there for you. It's interesting. Does he even say the word Ivy in here? So the song is called Ivy, right? Yep, don't do that. Go over here. I don't... Ivy. Interesting. No, it is not in the lyrics of the song. So in Ivy... Close this. This is the annotation on Genius. In Ivy, Frank Ocean reflects on his mistakes and explores a failed relationship with Ocean's vocals laid over a melancholic production. Ivy is a heartbreaker of a song that could be seen as a sequel to his 2012 single Thinkin' About You. Parts of the song show Ocean drowning in tears and filled with anger. Maybe. In a November 2016 interview with New York Times, Ocean admits to altering his voice in order to make it sound younger to better encapsulate the emotions of young love. The song may be about Ocean's first love, which he detailed in his open letter posted to Tumblr in 2012. Ocean performed a rough demo. Blah, 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 blah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I really like this. It doesn't surprise me at all that I like this. I've really liked the stuff that I listened to from Frank Ocean. Let's take a look and see. I can actually answer the question of what I've reacted to off of this album. And 4 tracks, 2 of which were on a live stream back in August and June. White Ferrari and Godspeed I've reacted to. Is that off of this album? White Ferrari and Godspeed. Pink and White... Godspeed was 16th track, and White Ferrari was 14th. So yeah, it is off of this. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, it's really good stuff. I really do need to listen to this whole album because clearly he's an artist, right? He has a very specific thing he's trying to get across in each song, and it's not just party time music. It's thinking music, and that's just fun. It's just a different way to approach music, and I love it. And I love party music. So thanks again for sending this in, Russell, and I know other people have recommended this whole album to me, and maybe someday I will get to do it. Yeah, I really like his stuff. Thank you for sending this in. I really do appreciate it. Pop Squat, checking out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please go watch another video on the channel. I think I've done this already in this video. CashApp, PayPal, Patreon is listed down below. If you want to send me something, those are the ways to do it. There's also a playlist that I put together at the end of last month. 12 songs that I've reacted to here on the channel. It's the actual videos. It's not me talking about them. So if you're looking for like a playlist of stuff to listen to today, go check out the playlist. It's down in the description of the video. Have yourself a good day. I have a job interview tomorrow. I am excited about it. And I would be awesome at this job, and I would love to do it, and it would require me to move 2,000 miles back towards where I come from. Man, I would love to do this. I can't even kind of let myself get excited about it because I know I will be disappointed if and when I don't get it. But I would be good at it. I would be very good at it. And it would be nice to feel like I'm doing something worthwhile again. Other than these videos. I love doing my videos. I need to be making money and I need to be doing something I enjoy. And this job would be that. And like I said, I'd be awesome at it. I'll let you know more. Interviews tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.